All right, so first and foremost, I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday, hump day, whatever it is that you want to call it. Hope you guys are being productive, making right decisions, and making money. So for today's video, I want to talk about something that's, of course, very, very widely talked about when it comes to Uber and Lyft. And that's the fact that a lot of people that do Uber and Lyft are living in their cars and poor. I want to talk about why that is and why that's not so across the board or so cut and dry. I want to get to the point. So here's the thing. There's a lot of reasons why that is, and it's not just so simple as you can't make money doing Uber and Lyft. It goes a lot deeper than that. Uber and Lyft may be a simple thing to do, a simple job to have, but there are a lot of details. Now, when it comes to what I believe there's a way to make money in literally anything you do if you know how to do it, right? You could make $1 million selling dirt. Look at that girl, what was her name? I forgot, that anime chick that was selling her bathwater and made millions, right? Anything you do, you can make money if you go about it the right way. Now, here's the reason why the majority of people don't make money doing Uber and Lyft, and I'm gonna name a couple reasons. And first of all, before I do, just don't get it twisted, guys. I hope you can understand that when I talk about these things, obviously you can't get rich off of Uber and Lyft. You can't make $1 million, but again, you can have a sustainable lifestyle or a decent side hustle going on if you apply yourself. But just getting into one of the reasons that people are living in their car, especially out in like California and stuff, why they're living in those expensive places, I don't know. But one thing that people don't really talk about is the fact that when you're doing Uber and Lyft, you're in what's called the gig economy, right? When you're in the gig economy, basically you don't work a 9 to 5, meaning nobody is telling you when to come to work, nobody's twisting your arm. You're just in a whole different platform of work. And a lot of people don't know how to, differentiate that. They don't know how to separate that and understand that they're not working the standard 9 to 5. Every single thing they do now is completely up to them. And a lot of people just aren't capable of doing that. They don't understand the idea of working for themselves. They don't understand the idea of you might have to put in a couple more hours than you would normally do. They think that since they're working Uber and Lyft, they have all this freedom and they can do whatever they want. It's not so cut and dry, right? Another big reason is that people are just very, very lazy, right? When you get into this line of work, you live in a world now where you could potentially sleep all day if you want. You don't have your boss or your manager or whoever yelling at you, putting you on probation for being late, for calling in sick. You don't have all that. You have literally every decision at your disposal, and how you go about it is solely up to you, right? But the main thing that people don't really bring up is that Uber and Lyft, even though Uber and Lyft are separate companies on their own, and they're big companies, and they are kind of corrupt in a lot of ways, maybe I'll talk about that another day, is the fact that when you do Uber and Lyft, you're basically doing your own business. And a lot of people just aren't business oriented. They don't have business knowledge. They don't have a business state of mind. And this is why they fail, right? You're not going to go from working your traditional 9 to 5, your traditional standard job, and then own a business and be successful. It doesn't work that way. Even though Uber and Lyft is a simple entry-level job, there's still moving parts and details that people simply do not think about. Right? They don't understand that you're 1099. They don't understand that you're self-employed. They don't understand the write-offs, things that you can itemize when tax season comes around. Just, they don't understand the basic necessities and the moving parts that come with owning your own business or being self-employed. And that's why a lot of people fail. Another reason is because a lot of people aren't willing to work those hours that need to be worked in order to make the real money. Right? The best time to do Uber, and I'll explain this another day, would be like early in the morning, especially if you live in a populated city near an airport, something like that. Those airport runs can pay pretty nicely. And I'm talking about taking to the airport, not waiting an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours and picking up. That's a whole nother monster on its own. But you can make a pretty decent chunk of change in like a 5-6 hour block early in the morning. And then also, of course, during rush hour when everybody's getting off work. From like 3 to like 5 or 7, something like that, you can make a pretty decent chunk of change because everybody's getting off work, everybody wants to go home, and the prices could potentially go up. People don't want to work the concerts, people don't want to work the NBA games, the NFL games, the events, there's Monster Jam going on, Disney on Ice is in town. People don't look at that stuff, they don't schedule it out, they don't apply themselves, and if you don't apply yourself, you don't study for a test, you're gonna fail. And I just want to break that down and make people understand that Uber and Lyft isn't so cut and dry like, oh, you can't make money. It's a good escape if you're trying to work on something else or towards something else, and you need a little bit more a time, more so of like a time bubble where you can do things, and you know, in the morning or in the afternoon, instead of going to that traditional standard 9 to 5 where you got to be there for 40 hours a week. And you know, like, some people are just creative in the morning. Maybe you want your morning time available to you. Uber and Lyft affords that, but you got to put in the work. I travel a lot, right? A lot of it's for work, so it's paid, but at the same time, there's times where I take vacations, but I got to work my ass off for that. But I just put my head down and I studied. I know my city. I know every event that's going on, right? I know when the best time is to work. I know when the concerts, I know when the clubs get out. I know which strip club to drop guys off at so that I get a kickback at night for each strip club. Might get $25 a person, right? You drop 4 people off over there, that's an extra $100 you're getting on that night in tips, untaxed. So people just don't think about that stuff. But you know, I just wanted to come on this episode here and just kind of talk, right? You know, I don't want to say too much, but I hope that you guys kind of understand. I'll be going a little bit more in depth maybe in other future videos, but until then, guys, I just want to kind of put that out there as I start to build this channel. Of course, I want to keep things like just raw and organic with you guys and very cut and dry. I'm not doing any fancy editing, any cuts, anything like that. I'm just sitting in my car being real with you guys about things like Uber and Lyft, because I feel like so many people just want an escape. They want an opportunity to build their own business. They want an opportunity to go travel the world. Things like this are what's happening right now, right? You can use this to grind while you work on that other degree, while you work on that personal training certification, right? While you become a physical therapist. And this allows you the time to go get all of that stuff out of the way without having somebody breathing down your neck telling you when and when you have to work, when and when you have to take a vacation. And you know, I'm just tired of the fact that people are just kind of downplaying it and dismissing it like it's the worst thing in the world. And you know, if you're worried about the mileage and you're worried about all that stuff, again, I'll explain how you can have your own like person to go to fix up your car. The mileage, your car is going to depreciate anyway. Every car is not an asset, it's a liability. It's depreciating no matter what you do to the car, right? You go buy a brand new car, that's a dumb thing to do with Uber and Lyft. I'll break that down another day. But you know, guys, I don't want to ramble on, but there's just so much to this gig economy stuff because I've been doing it, right? Being an entertainer, I'm in the gig economy. Uber and Lyft is in the gig economy. And I want to hopefully just educate people, to motivate and inspire you guys to go out there and do more so that you can have a better quality of life, because these days, it's not where it's at anymore. These jobs that you thought were so secure with all the benefits and everything else, right? There's no such thing as security. There's no such thing as security with Uber and Lyft. There's no such thing with security with your 9 to 5. It just doesn't exist anymore, guys. So you got to learn how to diversify your income and figure out other ways to make money. This being literally one of my sources of income, and I have multiple. Right, guys? The ones that are gonna bash me and say I'm a bum or something like that, which is crazy. Guys, I'm a professional break dancer and acrobat. I do YouTube on another channel. I make a decent amount of income from my other YouTube channels, right? I do a lot of gigs. I do car detailing. I do a lot of stuff, but I've learned how to diversify my income. A 9 to 5 isn't the only way to make money. You working this corporate job and climbing the corporate ladder isn't the only way to make a decent amount of income. Anyway, with that said, guys, like I said, I don't want to ramble on. I'm going to end this video. Again, I hope everybody's doing well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If there's anything specifically you want me to talk about regarding Uber and Lyft or just the rideshare genre, let me know. If you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe, smash the heck out of that like button for me, and I will see you guys either tomorrow or the next day. I plan on posting either daily or every other day, one of the two. But I guess we'll find out. It's just like a giant mystery. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.